Good morning, my YouTube peeps. Okay, today we're going to be taking a look, an interesting look at 3 emerald cuts today. Our client had us, we called in these first 2 here, the second and the third one, which is one that's a little over 3 carats and another one over 3.6. These are your ASET results on these 2 diamonds. And this one here, I mean, just to go over briefly, because I did another video on these 2 in particular, we're introducing a third one into the mix. So just to summarize quickly ASET results, you got 4 primary colors: blue, red, green, and white. White within these is indicative of light leakage, or what many would term windowing. Okay, it's when you can see through the facets of the diamond to whatever it is behind the diamond, and it's annoying. A lot of people don't like it. Consumers don't like it. You'll read about it on the forums. So one of the things that we do here. Well, let me get into that. You can see it here in this one. This is in the 3.6. So each one of them have some leakage in it to a degree, and all emerald cuts generally will. The question is, we want it minimized in the least important areas, and we want light return maximized in the most important areas. And the most important areas really are under the table facet. Okay, because when we look down at an object, our eyes tend to go front center. All right, so working backwards here from stone number 3, this 3.6, it does have what appears to be the beginnings of leakage here in these pale blues. This is leakage here in the blatant whites. The green on ASET results is indicative of reflections that are entering the diamond from a 0 to 45-degree angular spectrum, okay? And it's generally going to be your sources of weaker illumination coming in off the horizon. So dull reflections in generally equals dull reflections out. If I had to choose between dark greens and lighter greens, I'd choose darker greens. So this diamond, and you're going to see in the video, this diamond's not like a train wreck, but we may see some windowing happening in these regions here, right on the edge of the table. And also, we want to see if it's going to have windowing in those areas, and is it visible to the eye. Now, while light leakage isn't a good thing, sometimes it can be a good thing because it can provide contrast when we're looking at a diamond in the most popular viewing environments. So we're going to look at, right now it's a cloudy day in New York, so it's the perfect environment for looking at brightness, contrast, windowing, light leakage, these kind of things. And I'm going to show you and point these out as we examine these diamonds in the video. I'm also going to be including video links taken from my daughter of the same 3 diamonds as well, while it was sunny out, and she captured some magnificent video of these with the diamonds outside in direct sunlight. So I'm going to point out the tech aspects with regards to ASET results and how they correlate to visual observation. And you're going to see the glamour stuff from my daughter. Now the reds, so I covered the whites, are indicative of leakage or windowing within a diamond. We want to keep that to a minimum, of course. The greens is that reflections entering from the horizon and being reflected through the top of the diamond are your greens. Okay, excuse me 1 second there. Then you have reds. Reds are going to be indicative of reflections that are entering and exiting from the 45 to 75 degree angular spectrum. Okay? So you've got greens from 0 to 45, reds from 45 to 75. If you stop and think about it, when you're sitting in a room or you're outside in the daylight, your brightest reflections of light are going to come from this area within the environment. 45 to 75 degree angular spectrum. So reds are a good thing. We want to see diamonds with maximum red reflections, you know, especially if we're qualifying brand quality type goodies. Like this diamond right here that we called in this third diamond because this diamond does have this meets brand level. Okay? This would get a distinctive, beautiful saturation of reds under the table. You got contrast there with your blues, which, by the way, the last color, blue, is indicative of 75 to 90 degree angular spectrum. And when we're looking down upon a diamond, it's indicative of our head and body shadow reflecting in the diamond. So that's a good thing. Positive contrast is a good thing. If there was too much blue and too much head body shadow, then a diamond's going to appear too dark, and we don't want that. All right. So this is going to be a good diamond to throw in to the comparison of this mix. All right. So the 3 carata, you got your dark greens. It does have some saturation of blues. We got some reds going on. But, you know, comparatively speaking, when I look at the 3 of these diamonds and their ASET results, you know, immediately, you know, just from my experience and decades on working with these technologies now, this is the diamond that I would pick. It also, of course, happens to be the smallest. Of course. So, you know, listen, when cutting facilities are going to take their time and do it right, and cut to the a certain level of precision combined with the rarest optics, those are going to cost more money. This is one of the things that separate value in lab-grown diamonds on the market today. So you got to bear this in mind as you're looking at all of this and considering all of these in there. So we got from 2 3/4 carats up to almost 3 3/4 carats. That we're going to be looking at in this comparison. Another notable difference between the size and the optics of what we're going to be looking at is the length to width ratios. This 2 3/4 carat is upwards of around close to a 1.5 to 1 ratio, which does happen to be a nice sweet spot for emerald cuts. Okay, and is a shape and ratio that's in high demand. The 3 carat that we're going to be looking at is a ratio of 140. So right about 150, 149, 140, and then the 3.6. As you see, it's more on the wider, chubbier side, and that has a ratio of 1.37 to 1 ratio. All right, so I'm going to leave you with this here, with the tech data, and we're going to proceed to practical observation now. Okay, so first up, this is the 2 3/4 carat. Okay, the one that had brand quality cut. And you can see the saturation of bright white reflections happening under the table. See? Our eyes are drawn front center. We got a little bit of that head body shadow providing contrast on the steps. Okay, and no blatant windowing under the table, which is a good feature. All right, that's another great benefit of using ASET technology when we're vetting diamonds. Look at that. That is just hot dog diggity gorgeous. Here is the 3 carat. This one's a little over 3 carat, like a around a 310, 312 in that neighborhood. But you can see, you know, we're comparing the patterning, the amount of bright white reflections. Okay, and I think it's safe to say the 2 3/4 takes it. All right, on the optic front. All right, I'm not sure, this is not snazzy lighting here. This isn't fancy dance lights like you get in a jewelry store. This is raw, natural lighting. So, this diamond's not, I mean, you know, I'm not going to say this diamond's ugly. And you know something, if your taste is for this, this isn't, you know, this isn't an ugly emerald cut. I wouldn't look down at a woman's hand and go, ew. All right. You know, so it does, there is definitely redeeming value in the stone. Just does it, you know. Let me make sure I got these tilted correctly. Yeah, there we go. Sometimes the diamonds, when I put them in the holders, they don't sit perfectly level, and I have to tilt it to get it in that face-up view. So here's the two of these side by side. Okay, look at that. Yeah. All right, so now I'm gonna use the same comparative diamond with regards to cut, because this is one that had the best ASET results. And we're gonna look at this next to that 3.6 now. Okay. You know what's funny is the darker reflections in this one. If you think back to the ASET, I'm going to see if I can get the ASET results up on the screen here to feature in the video with this. But it was those dark green areas on the outside of the table facet that are showing up darker when I put this in the face-up view like that. So you're seeing there the correlation from ASET data to visual observation. And why that analysis is important to us. All right. So, but it does provide contrast in the pattern of the steps. It's just a dark step. Okay? Let's grab that 3.6 and do the same comparison. Okay, so now we're looking, okay, so this is the 2 3/4 carat again. She's beautiful. Just beautiful. Here is the 3.6. So, you know, this is the biggest difference in weight, as well as ratio. Okay. So you can see the superior amount of bright white reflections coming out of this one. All right. On the 3.6, all right, as we look at this in the face-up position, see right there, that's a good look at, well, there are good looking views of it. It's not a total train wreck, but you can see the darker reflections. Yeah, that's a nice view there. but when you get it in that face-up position like that, you can see where that faint windowing is occurring. All right, I'm really looking at it critically now in those darker reflections. But it's, you know, like the other emerald cut, these are good-looking emerald cuts in the price point that they're at in the world of lab-grown diamonds. All right, you know, boom, there's a nice view. It all depends on what we're looking at, but there we can see through the stone in those points back to the ring behind it. That's where you get that windowing effect, all right? But, you know, the average person, a lot of people, you know, there are a lot of people who will look at them and not see that. You know, I like to look in it and see all that bright white that we see going on here. All right? So, That's evidence of no, no windowing happening in the most crucial places, which is particularly under the table facet. Okay, absolutely beautiful. And there we can see those areas where when you tilt it a little bit, it almost like it goes away. But when you hold it in that face-up view, that's where you're going to see some of that windowing occurring. But like I said, listen, all of these diamonds are under $3,000. So you got to take that into account also. We're not talking about $70,000 and $80,000 diamonds here. So there you go. Even, I got to tell you, but this emerald cut here, there are $70,000 and $80,000 diamonds. This one's cut is cut masterfully better than. That is just beautiful. So here is the clear comparison of size versus optics. All right, and that's what you got to decide on. Simple as that. There we go. Thank you for watching. All right, and this is just a little message from my for all my YouTube. Everybody who was following us on YouTube, we had a hack occur to us, and my content was pulled off of my old channel. It's not there. I'm doing what I can. I'm getting lawyers involved, everything to try and recover or get it back. But until then, those of you joining us for the first time, I've been doing these things online now since 2006, teaching and everything. First with the Good Old Gold channel, then the Distinctive Gem channel, which we started in 2017. And that is from 2017 all the way here to 2024. That content is all gone now, which we're trying to get back. But in any case, we promise you great educational material. We're one of the only online vendors that do what we do. We're going to vet for you in a way that no other company can. And we're going to make it fun, we're going to make it exciting, and keep it simple, just like you saw in this video. All right, we're going to show you ASET results. There's so much more we do when we vet a diamond than this, but this is a key component of it, because light performance, which is reflected in ASET results, is a direct correlation to just how beautiful that diamond is, more importantly than clarity and color ever will be. All right, so hit subscribe. Stick around. We're going to have fun. Bye-bye.